Hi, fellow traders. We're going to recap or give you an update on what I did this week in my small account. Um, I'm still working on getting the swing trades, how I'm going to do it, but I didn't take any this week. This week was just, I kind of had some issues with day trading early and didn't really get in swing trades. I missed the entries, but you guys, that were in the room, you got to, get my thoughts on them, and you got to see, where the entries triggered. But should be able to do a little bit better job next week. I just was kind of out of sorts this week. I'm not gonna lie. Had some issues early, and every day was a fight just to get back green and end the day, positive. But it's was a battle within myself, and we're gonna have those. And a big part of the trading psychology course that we're going through is to help us deal with these things when they come about. It's gonna happen. We're traders. It's part of the game. And when we feel it, we have to identify it and react to it. And that's kind of what it's all about. So, we're going into 2018. If you've been sitting around thinking about it, I want to get into this, but I just don't have the money, or I don't have this. It doesn't take a whole lot of money to start. Really, you want to start learning and getting a foundation before you actually get in and start trading. So there's a process that you can go through to prepare yourself. One of the worst things you can do is have an opportunity and not be ready. All of a sudden you have money, but you're not ready to trade. And that can be detrimental. You can end up losing all that money. So you need to start. You need to start preparing yourself so that when you do have that opportunity. And that's why I changed the way my community works. Instead of trying to sit, you have this class, that class, everything's included. It's all my classes are free when you subscribe to the community. And it's all one subscription. Whether you do monthly, quarterly, yearly, doesn't matter. You get everything. By subscribing quarterly, you get a 23% discount. By yearly, you get a 50% discount. Pretty much. That's, over 50% you're going to save. But you're going to get this. This isn't going to go away. This isn't something that I'm going to stop. Everything, that's just the way I feel an education community needs to be. No, it may not be a great business decision, but I'm not doing this as my business. You can say, this is something, part-time. But I'm putting full-time effort into it. So no, it may not be a great business decision, but I'm putting my money where my mouth is. It's about me affording you the opportunity to learn what it took to get me to where I am. That allowed me to walk away from my job and still support my family and continue to put us in a better position. I have a strategic plan. I have goals. And by the time my son graduates from high school, and he's a freshman now, but when he graduates, my goal is to be in a position to move full time to the beach. And that's what I'm working on. And the way to sustain that is going to be through my trading and being able to be profitable every day. Every week. There are going to be days where you're not profitable, but you should be profitable every week and every month. Well, that'll translate to every month, then that'll translate to every year. So here's what you get with all of this. um, the day trading education. This is a $9.99 value. The class, you get access to the chat room, and you can check all of this out on averagejoetrader.com. Tells you exactly what you get every time I upgrade the classes. This class used to be 15 or 14 classes. It's 20 now because I added the ETFs, IPOs, the pre-market and aftermarket trading, which you got a sneak peek of if you stayed after class on Thursday. So, all of this, every time I add something to it, you'll never pay anymore. It's always going to be there for you. So once you subscribe, you're part of the community and you get it. So if you join this weekend, you get access to the previous classes that we've done this quarter, and you can study them, look at them over the weekend, really get a good feel for what we're doing, and then join in the live classes coming up this week, because we have 3 a week. So just wanted to make this affordable so you can start where you are with what you have. You should be able, the average person can save $99 a month until they get ready to go and learn, and I base this off of being able to reach the person like me. When I first started, I couldn't afford to buy a class. I had to join a community so that I could get the lessons through the community. But I couldn't get, buy this class, that class, the other class. And that's why I did this. I love teaching. I respect my profession. And, I'm willing to put my money where my mouth is. All right, so let's take a look at what we did this week. Now, this is before commissions. Next week, I should have it updated. I'm making sure that I have everything right before I bring it out, because I don't want to share something with you that is not right. I want it to be legit. And this is not a way of me verifying my trades. TraderView is not for that. The way I verify my trades is through you guys in the community. If I post trades that I didn't take, you guys know. If I don't post a trade or I don't post a loss, you guys know. So you're the checks and balances. I can't Photoshop you. I can't cut and paste you and make you see something that's not there, or make something appear that's not there. So I've got the best verification system out there. It's the members in my community. So you got to see all of this happen. And we'll look at what the actual gains are minus the commissions, because I post those every day, and you can just add those up and you get exactly what we came up with. So I'm looking at my average win versus average loss, and obviously this is way too close. And the problem is this big loss here. The big loss I took, on Thursday. $600 on one stock. And I was only in 100 shares. So, that I really lost touch with reality on this. And I dealt with it. I showed this in the recap yesterday. I didn't do one Thursday. I was spent. I just kind of passed out on Thursday evening and just didn't wake up. But largest gain, this is beautiful. This is what we want to see when we hit a home run. If we can do one or two of these a week, we're in good shape. And I could have had, two or three of these had I traded, executed a little bit better. But, still, the week turned out pretty good. We're green. We got a decent payday. And that's what matters. So the other thing I look at here, 62% is my win rate. That's not too bad. I'm not overly concerned about this because, here are two scratch trades. And we don't see this that often, but these are trades where I got out and got in and ended up breaking even. Not making any, not losing any. So I can add 7% to this, and that would bring my winning percentage up. Or I could have just not taken these trades, and that would have brought my winning percent up. But, either way is fine. 30% is about where I want to be in terms of losers. That's average. That's the norm. 30% of your trades are not going to work out. 30% of your strategies do not work out. Now, yes, some people have big bank and they can hold stocks until it actually works for them. So they never take a loss or rarely take a loss. But we don't have it like that. We individual retail traders who are just starting out, we're trying to build our career. We're trying to establish ourselves as traders. We do not have that ability to sit there and hold. We don't have the account for it. And really it's not an ideal strategy. So the strategies that I teach, that I use, you can take them, you can modify them, you can adapt them, you can make them your own. But the core foundation, the core fundamental is risk management. And I painfully showed you this week of how if you get outside of your risk management, how it can really put you in a bind. And I also showed you how employing the psychology that you need, the mindset that you need to be a trader, that you can take a big loss, you can take a big hit, you can go clear your head and come back and make the day respectable. And being able to demonstrate this live in real time, it gets embarrassing. Thursday morning was an embarrassment. Some people's like, I'm not following this guy. This guy's a nut. But the reality is it happens to everybody. So it doesn't matter who you run to. They just may not show you these days. You may never see it. But I want you to know that they're going to happen. You're going to get to that point where you feel real comfortable, that you know everything, that you can do everything. And this humbles you. These losses humble you and bring you back to earth so that you can get back on track and continue to drive yourself on. So we could look at, this is, where we are for the week, really for the month. Since we just had Friday as the first, I went ahead and made this the month total. So we did make, taking Friday off, we did make a little over $1,000 this week. This was really the day that hurt, because at one point I was down almost $1,000. To come back and make 7, erase this and put 7 in its place. And that should have been the week that we had. Also, these other days, these 2 days here, I took some big losses in the morning, a little bit bigger than I wanted, and, just traded solidly and smartly and brought it back around. I just dug too deep of a hole here, because this day could have ended up just like that day had I not lost touch with reality there for a minute. I did tweet some stuff out and I talked about it this week where, Thursday seems to be the day that I don't do well. And I was thinking in my mind that I probably don't need to trade. And all of this was in my mind on Thursday. And this is probably why things ended up going south the way they did. My mindset wasn't right going into the day. I had a negative mindset about the day before it even started. And that is probably set the tone for this. So once I got that out of the way, and it's like I accepted the fact that I'm going to be red today, and I knew this was going to happen, I got my mind back on track and, actually made this loss a little bit more bearable. And, Friday, we ended strong. Friday, it was a choppy day, just didn't get anything. But Thursday was the day that really beat me up. And this is also something I look at, and it tells me, what hours am I having trouble with my trades? And we can do this week to week, and I could see it happening this week, so I can fix it next week. And here's the stats from since November 1st. This goes back to November. You can see every day is solid with the exception of Thursday. Now I did have one losing day on Friday. On one Friday, which, bumped this back a little bit. But Thursday seems to be the day that really, hurts. And here again, this hour, the 10 o'clock hour seems to be below average, and the 12 o'clock hour seems to be below average. This is lunchtime, and a lot of times I make a mistake in judgment, and I leave trades on that I shouldn't leave on. And that's something that I'm working on to fix. So I love TraderView, and next week, like I said, I'm not going to really dig into and show you everything until I have a clear grasp of what it's telling me and how I'm going to use that information. So I just don't like putting out, half-wit stuff. It's got to be on point. All right, so also on the website, we've got our activity calendar out for December. I was a little late putting it out, but next week, as far as I know, my son doesn't have any performances or anything, so I don't have to put the class earlier than 4:30. So, I'm pretty pumped about that. Don't have to worry about changing anything. Swing trade, watch list build, always 9 o'clock on Sundays. We're looking at the week, looking at building a strategy for the week. Now, the week of Christmas, we're not having any classes or anything. The room will be open. We will be there in the room. We will be trading. But as far as the classes, this is Christmas vacation for me. I haven't taken a vacation, a real vacation, this year, I don't think. Because when I went on my summer vacation, I was still working half a day and trading on the beach on my phone. I was a nutcase that week. But we're going to enjoy some Christmas, hopefully some North Carolina snow, which it's snowing there already. Our relatives sent us pictures yesterday, but hopefully we'll have some snow when we're up there as well. Then New Year's Eve, that next Sunday we won't be doing a watch list. Then we have New Year's Day on Monday. But Tuesday morning we will spend some extra time in the swing trade room. I'm thinking of opening it up at like 8 o'clock so we can do the scans and all of that before I switch over to the day trade room. So just I'll announce that when we get to that point. But this is on the website. I've got it up. And as always, you can reach me through social media or my Ed at Average Joe Trader email. That's the one I monitor 24/7. Sometimes I've been guilty of answering in my sleep in the middle of the night and not being coherent. So, forgive me if you get an incoherent email at 3 o'clock in the morning, because I've been known to do that. So you guys have a great weekend. And those of you that's joining us in the morning for our swing trade watch list and weekly strategy building session, then I will see you tomorrow at 9 a.m. Other than that, we will see you Monday morning.